A very warm welcome back to the latest aviation news recap. Today there is coverage on a pretty massive order within the industry, an airline looking to expand its services to the United States, Ryanair facing 737 MAX difficulties, and new branding. So let's jump straight into it, with China Eastern Airlines announcing an order for 100, yes, you heard that correctly, 100 Comac C919 aircraft. These aircraft will be delivered from the state-owned manufacturer as part of China Eastern's long-term plans with regards to future fleet and future growth. At list price value, the deal is worth some USD 10 billion. However, substantial discounts aren't uncommon to be handed out to customers right around the world, and given the relationship between China Eastern and Comac, it can definitely be expected that the list price value will have seen a considerable amount taken off. Comac saw their C919 enter commercial operations in May of 2023 and has since been delivered to customers who have committed to it. This order now adds to an existing portfolio of jets produced by the plane maker as it tries to enjoy more successes in the market. Notably, China Eastern took delivery of their first C919 in 2022, specifically in the final weeks of the calendar year, with its second being delivered during the summer season, that being July of 2023. The expected deliveries will occur between 2024 and 2031 for these 100 units. China Eastern flags that they will be taken in batches. The deal is also the largest for this jet that Comac has received, and they will be very much hopeful that sales can continue long into the future. Comac's C919 is their answer to rival Airbus and Boeing's narrow-body alternatives, that being your A320neo family and 737 MAX series. They hope, as deliveries for Chinese customers of the 737 MAX remain suspended, that they can pounce on growing demand with an aircraft that is ready and hopefully in the future will be proven. Per Reuters, the expectation really is that Comac will primarily utilize the China Eastern order as a bit of a testbed for their C919. They want China Eastern to be able to highlight that not only is this a reliable plane, but it is an efficient one, so more customers will eventually go on to order it. Either way, 100 units is big, and it'll be interesting to see how this C919 develops in the market, and if its customer base continues to be a really niche focus. Over at Ryanair, as you know, big customers of the 737 series, well, the signs are really showing that sometimes equipping one aircraft type or one aircraft series can have its downsides. The airline says it'll be making several changes to its schedule in the future. They note that significant delays in acquiring aircraft from Boeing mean they just can't offer the service that they would like to in the short term. The airline expected to receive 27 aircraft between September and December of 2023. However, due to the delays at the Spirit Fuselage facility in Wichita, it'll only receive 14 aircraft between October and December, which is significantly less. Notably, the airline also cites delays seen in Seattle for Boeing's repair and deliveries that have hurt the airline's growth plans and the ability to offer a robust service. While the company has been forced to adjust its schedule and will notably acquire fewer aircraft than initially expected, it does remain in close communications with Boeing. Ryanair notes that it is working with the American plane maker to speed up deliveries potentially on future aircraft. What this would do would see the deliveries from January to May of 2024 accelerated as a bit of compensation for the lack of aircraft arriving until the end of this calendar year. Suppose Boeing could accelerate deliveries for Ryanair. In that case, they believe that they would be able to enter the summer 2024 peak travel season with all 57 new deliveries as expected. While the time frame will be a little bit dodgy on the arrivals, it'll mean that they are well prepared for the next summer season. Time will certainly tell. If you've noticed anything about the industry, it is how unpredictable it can be from one moment to the next. So while current discussions are potentially to accelerate deliveries, this may just not be possible. Ryanair has said it will reduce the number of aircraft at its Charleroi base and Dublin, alongside Naples, East Midlands, Porto and Cologne, alongside other airports that'll see a reduction in the aircraft. Saudia has announced a brand new identity to align with the kingdom's Vision 2030, which is to bring the world to Saudi Arabia. The flag carrier's new branding and livery was unveiled during a pretty significant event in Jeddah and has certainly made headlines. Unveiling of the new brand sees colours of green, blue, and what they say is also sand, which represent, according to Saudia, their attempts to expand their future fleet and destinations. But again, very generally put, it is aligning with their mission of connecting the world to Saudi Arabia by 2030. The Director General of the Saudia Group said, "We are experiencing a new era and a very exciting time for Saudia. Our airline has evolved from a Douglas DC-3 aircraft in 1945 to a 140 aircraft modern fleet serving over 100 destinations, becoming one of the largest airlines in the region." While being identified as new branding, the updated colours do actually see a return to a pattern that was utilised many decades ago and has attracted a lot of attention through their retro schemes. Thus, really, their new livery is a callback to an older rendition. It highlights in the form of branding that everything old is once new again. Saudia further notes that the logo and name are an integral part of the region's aviation history and any future development. By building upon the branding, they believe it'll solidify their mark, especially with Riyadh Air set to join the sector in the coming years, with the pair looking to work together. LL will boost flights to New York in 2024, which is a landmark moment for the airline. Boosting flights will be made possible following the United States agreeing to admit Israel into a program allowing Israeli citizens visa-free entry. As a result of the visa changes, LL believes it'll be perfectly poised to meet the increased demand levels that they will see, and therefore they'll need to launch new flights. Specifically, they will add a new daily service towards New York JFK, which will complement existing operations to not just JFK, but also Newark, which equates currently to around 33 services per week, sometimes 6 daily flights on average. New York has long been an essential destination for LL, not just acting as a gateway to travel further, but also as a city to visit. However, their US presence has certainly grown through the years, with Fort Lauderdale in Florida being added next year. Therefore, by adding more frequencies and making it more accessible than ever to travel, the airline believes it'll be positioned to meet the skyrocketing demand. That is going to conclude today's aviation news recap. I do greatly appreciate your support. Thank you very much for tuning in. Again, if you have absolutely any thoughts on the topics covered in this video, you're more than welcome to drop them down below in the comments. But until next time, make sure you are staying safe and staying tuned, and I'll see you for more coverage on our expansive aviation industry.
And we'll fly.